Welcome back to our exploration of creativity within the Entrecomp framework. In this lesson, we'll dive into the key aspects of creativity in entrepreneurship and learn practical techniques to enhance your creative abilities. Let's begin with imagination and vision, the foundations of creative thinking in entrepreneurship. Imagination is your ability to form mental images and concepts that don't exist in your current reality. Vision is taking that imagination and giving it direction and purpose in a business context. Great entrepreneurs are visionaries. They see possibilities where others see only obstacles. Hamdi Ulukaya, for example, transformed a defunct yogurt factory into Kobani, building a business rooted in community support and fair treatment of workers. Muhammad Yunus reimagined banking by offering microloans to the poor, especially women, through Grayman Bank. He showed that fighting poverty could be both ethical and effective, earning him the Nobel Peace Prize. Their visions didn't just build businesses, they changed systems. Let's explore some techniques to stimulate your imagination. The first technique is called mind wandering. This happens when you set aside time for unstructured thinking. Allow your mind to wander freely without judgment or direction. This open mental state often leads to unexpected connections and ideas. The second technique is reverse thinking. Instead of asking, "How can I solve this problem?" ask, "How could I make this problem worse?" Then reverse those answers. This technique helps break conventional thinking patterns. The third technique is analogical thinking. This technique borrows ideas from unrelated fields. For example, how might a doctor, architect, or chef approach your business challenge? This creates fresh perspectives. The last technique is visual imagination. With this technique, you will practice visualizing detailed scenarios of future success. What does your ideal business look like in 5 years? Who are your customers? What are they experiencing? Developing a vision for your business requires more structured approaches. We will discuss a framework template that you can use to achieve this. The first step is start with the purpose. Define why your business exists beyond making profit. Next, identify the core values. Determine the principles that will guide your decisions. Third, set stretch goals. Create ambitious but achievable long-term objectives. Lastly, create a vivid description. Write a detailed narrative of your desired future state. Now, let's move to idea generation, the process of creating potential solutions or opportunities. The first idea generation method is brainstorming. This is the classic technique of generating as many ideas as possible without criticism. Remember the key rules: quantity over quality, build on others' ideas and defer judgment. The second method is called SCAMPER. This is an acronym for different ways to modify existing ideas. The S stands for substitute, what can you replace? The C stands for combine, what can you merge together? The S stands for adapt, how can you adjust for another purpose? The M stands for modify or magnify, what can you enlarge or emphasize? The P stands for putting to other uses, how else could it be used? The E stands for eliminate, what can you remove? And the R stands for reverse or rearrange, what if you change the order or layout? The third method is mind mapping. Start with a central concept and branch out with related ideas, creating a visual representation of your thinking. The last method is called 6 Thinking Hats, developed by Edward de Bono. It encourages approaching a problem from 6 distinct perspectives, each represented by a colored hat. The white hat stands for a factual viewpoint, focusing on objective information. The red hat reflects emotions and intuition. The black hat represents a cautious outlook, considering risks and potential drawbacks. In contrast, the yellow hat emphasizes a positive perspective, highlighting benefits and opportunities. The green hat symbolizes creativity and the exploration of new ideas, while the blue hat takes a process-oriented role, managing the overall thinking process and keeping things organized. Having ideas is just the beginning. Entrepreneurs need to transform those ideas into actionable plans. Follow the following step-by-step process to achieve this. The first step is idea screening. In this step, you will evaluate your ideas against criteria like feasibility, market potential, resource requirements, and alignment with your vision. Next is concept development, where you flesh out your chosen idea with more detail. What exactly is the product or service? Who is it for? What problem does it solve? In the third step, Value Proposition Canvas, you will define what value you provide, to whom and how your offering addresses specific customer pains and gains. The fourth step is a Business Model Canvas. In this step, you map out the key components of your business model, from customer segments to revenue streams. Lastly, in the action planning step, you will break down implementation into specific tasks, responsibilities, timelines, and resources needed. Now, let's explore creative problem solving, a critical aspect of entrepreneurship where creativity meets practical challenges. The creative problem solving process typically involves the following steps. First, clearly articulate what needs to be solved by defining the problem. Often, reframing the problem leads to better solutions. Next, generate multiple potential solutions using the idea generation techniques we discussed. Third, use convergent thinking, where you evaluate and select the most promising solutions based on predefined criteria. Fourth, implementation planning. In this step, you have to develop an action plan for executing the chosen solution. The last step is testing and iterating. Try out the solution, gather feedback, and refine as needed. Let's look at some real-world examples of creative problem-solving in business. The first case study is about Airbnb. When founders Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia couldn't afford their rent, they turned their problem into an opportunity by renting air mattresses in their apartment to conference attendees when local hotels were fully booked. This creative solution to their personal problem evolved into a global business that revolutionized the hospitality industry. The second case study is about Warby Parker. The founders identified a problem: eyeglasses were too expensive. Their creative solution wasn't just about lower prices, but redesigning the entire business model by cutting out middlemen, designing in-house and implementing a direct-to-consumer approach with a home try-on program. This creative problem-solving approach disrupted the eyewear industry. The last case study is about M-Pesa. In Kenya, Vodafone's M-Pesa creatively solved the problem of limited banking access by allowing people to transfer money using mobile phones. This solution transformed financial services in developing countries by working within existing constraints rather than requiring new infrastructure. We will summarize what we've covered in this lesson in a couple of points. Imagination and vision provide the foundation for entrepreneurial creativity. Specific techniques can help stimulate your imagination and develop your vision. Various methods exist to generate innovative ideas for your business. Transforming ideas into plans requires systematic approaches. Creative problem-solving combines divergent and convergent thinking, and real-world examples demonstrate how creativity can lead to business breakthroughs. Thank you for watching this video about the key aspects of creativity in entrepreneurship. Before moving on, please complete the following 5 questions to test your understanding of the concepts we've covered. See you in the next lesson.